Once you start typing, it takes you back. It takes you back to those days when you used to do your homework and write that paper up on Microsoft Word. There was WordPerfect. Those days, your mom used to stand over your shoulder to make sure you did your homework or she was going to beat that. Welcome back. This is Jideani Sayz. And if you ever wanted to spruce up your desktop space, your office, and you want to add a little flair to your presentation or your workspace, then this episode is for you. We're talking about Azio's Retro Mechanical Typewriter Keyboard. Yeah, typewriter keyboard. So essentially, this is retro vintage meets modernization. So it has the retro look of the olden day typewriter, in addition with the new school modern technology like Bluetooth and PC Windows mode and backlit keyboard. All of those things kind of merge together to create this keyboard that bridges the gap between old and new. So this may be for you. Now, before we get into some of the specs and the highlight of this keyboard, let's talk about configurations and pricing. You can get this in different configurations, layout, pricing, color schemes, just by hopping onto Azio's site. Azio have this in black, they have a clear brown color, but the one that kind of drew my eye, of course, is the one that we have today, is this brushed bronze and black version, which I think just stands out in any room that you place it in. You can also find this on Amazon as well, but their configurations is pretty much more limited than, of course, with Azio, who manufactures these. So you might want to hop onto Azio so that way you can decide which version works for you. Let's hop into some of the key attributes that makes this thing really special. It has this classic design. We know that. We'll talk about design on this channel, of course. It has a premium illuminated mechanical key. It has dual USB and Bluetooth interface, long battery usage time, which we'll get into, and USB Type-C charging port. All of those things are some of the things you can expect in this keyboard. Let's start with design. You guessed it. Azio built this keyboard with this zinc alloy trimming that surrounds this entire keyboard, and then there's wood underneath it. Each of the keycaps also use the same material. That zinc alloy is just a very beautiful color. Then they have these metal bolts that kind of add to the decoration as well as functionality as well to really hold this keyboard together. In between the keys are actually, this is genuine hard leather. I mean, it looks real, but Azio says that that's what they use to construct this keyboard. Then they have their branding, the Retro Classic Elegantly Fierce decal stamped in here that really gives this thing a genuine and official look. It has a very good weight. Actually, that's probably what I love about this the most. It's not really heavy, but it sits really well on the table, stable. I mean, it's a keyboard. It should sit really well. So let's talk about some of the buttons that are associated with this keyboard. You have your Bluetooth, USB, and off switch. You can put it on Bluetooth when you're connecting this keyboard to your computer. You can put it on USB if you're charging it or you want to use it wireless charging, then you would use the USB cord that comes with it. It does have a USB Type-C port on the other end for the USB type connections. You have your dual mode, so you can switch this from a Mac to a PC. And what that does is it basically redirects the mapping of these keys to execute commands. So if it's a window, if it's a PC, each button will perform a different task based on the mode. Here's your charging port for that USB Type-C to USB Type-A. And underneath here sits an opening to the massive 5,000 mAh Li-ion battery. That's a pretty big battery for a keyboard, but you'll see why that battery is definitely worth the size in a minute. What I like about here is the feet of this keyboard, so you can turn this to raise the height of the keyboard to give it a little bit more of an incline, so that way your hand will rest more comfortably in the position that you deem that's suitable for you. Now let's get into functionality. So one thing I can say I appreciate about this keyboard is it does come with backlighting. So in low light situations, or where you don't have a lot of light and it's dim, or when you're in complete darkness, the keyboard does illuminate because of backlighting, so you can see what you're typing. I love that, and I think that's underrated in something like this, and I think Azio for including that, because that makes a hell of a difference. It's really nice. This will work as like your traditional keyboard, or one of your desktop keyboard. You have your indicator light, you have your num lock, your cap lock, your scroll lock. This is the indicator light for your Bluetooth connectivity when you're pairing up this keyboard with your computer. So let's talk about the biggest feature of this keyboard, the battery. Now I know what you're thinking, it's Bluetooth, so you probably think you need to charge it up every few days, maybe once a week. No. Azio says that with one charge, a single charge, you can get up to 7, not 7 days, not 7 weeks, 7 months to a year of battery power on one charge. If you decide to use this without enabling the backlight, which you can turn off by the shortcut keys here, I can't quite remember which one it is, you can get anywhere from 3 to 5 months of standby time on this keyboard. That is, to me, probably the biggest feature of this keyboard, because this is definitely one of those plug it and forget about it. A year from now, you would just remember that you have to hook this up to the charger. Pairing up this keyboard to your computer is fairly easy. All you have to do is go into your computer settings to find a new Bluetooth device, and then you would hold down the FN key and press on the Bluetooth minus key. That Windows indicator will flash, and then it'll come to a blue, which means you are now connected. Just as simple as that. You can then start typing away. Now the thing about this keyboard one is, of course, it is traditional, so it has that traditional feel as a typewriter. It does take some getting used to than your typical laptop or desktop keyboard. The buttons are raised a little bit, so your hands do have to get used to it. You just have to find a good comfortable setting positioning for your hands, and once you've locked onto that, it's pretty good to get used to. Typing on this keyboard is very loud. If you're buying this, you expected that. This is a retro typewriter keyboard. It's not like a laptop where it has that tactile feedback that's seductive and quiet and very responsive. No, this is like your traditional typewriting keyboard. It's loud, it's recessed, and you can pretty much feel every keystroke. But that's what this is. That's what you expected when you go for something like this. Wait, it just hit me. Some of you all watching this video don't even, you weren't alive during the typewriter era. They're like, a typewriter? What is that? He said a typewriter? What comes in a box, right? You get your nice Azio Retro Classic box. All right, it's all right. Open it up. Ah, look at that. So we get extra keycaps. Very good, Azio, because in case these come loose, you have some extra ones here. So this is a USB Type-C end to a USB Type-A for your computer. What else we get in here? You get your Azio manual that tells you about the shortcuts. It gives you a layout of the keyboard. You actually get a Retro Classic warranty card from Azio. Look at that with the leather print on the front. Man, they're not playing around. So it says, congratulations on your ownership of the Azio Retro Classic Keyboard. This vintage luxury keyboard is thoughtfully curated and crafted using genuine leather, wood, marble, zinc alloyed, anodized, aluminum, and other high quality materials. In a keyboard. It is a pricey one though. It is a pricey one at what, $219? It better come with all of this nice stuff. So this is the Azio Retro Mechanical Typewriting Keyboard. Sounds like good stuff to me. I like it. Let me know what you guys think. If you'd like to see more stuff like this, let me know and we will definitely make sure we get that stuff on the channel. But that's been it. Have a good one.